welcome to the video that literally no one asked for. I have been thinking about making this video for a little while because we have a lot of gear that we either use or have, and sometimes once in a blue moon someone will ask us what we use or what we can recommend. So hopefully this video will help you out. If not, feel free to flick me a message. I will be more than happy to try and help. If you don't want to hear about all the disclaimers and the hoo-ha and the background, there is a time skip below for you impatient people, me. But apart from that, I just wanted to make it clear that a lot of the cameras that I will be talking about are Canon cameras. Now, I have been a Canon user from 2011, right? Yeah, 2011. Way before an opportunity presented itself in the form of a job offer. So I do work at Canon now, but like I said, I have been using Canon from all the way back. So, you know, peace of mind, this isn't a sales pitch. I don't get any commission from this. I don't even know if half the people at work know I'm filming this video. I just really like my camera gear and thought I'd give you a little bit of insight. Secondly, this also isn't a tech and specs review. So if you are looking for a video about all the nitty-gritty technical breakdowns, this isn't the video. There's plenty of other videos out there on YouTube. There's specific review sites, there's blog posts. I don't know, but this isn't that video if that's what you're after before people start coming at me. My first Canon camera was the 550D. We got this all the way back in 2010, 2011. I kind of just got it because I wanted to explore like playing with the settings, changing the lenses, and that was the extent of my camera knowledge. That was our final year in high school. We had to choose our electives and I took photography like a lot of other students do, and I just got sick of having to borrow one of the school's cameras. Now, it's a really good camera if you're just starting into photography. It's what they call an entry-level DSLR. I actually don't think they make the 550D anymore, so I think they jump up in 50 increments, so like 550, 600, 650, 700. They're all the way up to the 800D now, which is also a really good beginner's DSLR camera. But moving on, fast forward to 2015. We took a trip to Sydney and I always utilize duty free. So I got myself an early Christmas present. Was it? No, we were there in like July. Christmas in July? I got myself this camera. I still have it, as you can see. This is the EOS M3. Now, I chose this camera because I wanted to vlog and I wanted to take photos, and this was the camera that everyone was really excited about because it was Canon's first mirrorless camera. Everyone was just really hyped about the new technology, and I thought it was a really good size for vlogging and taking photos because the 550D compared to this, it was quite a bit bigger. I really liked this camera. We traveled with it all over the world when we moved overseas for 6 months. Yeah, it was really handy. We took our photos on this and I vlogged on this. We have now moved on from this little baby, but I'm still really attached to it and I don't really use it because the flip screen is broken. I should actually get that fixed. It was really great for vlogging. You could flip the screen up and be able to see yourself if the screen works. But yeah, it was really great. I think this has been superseded again already. They're all the way up to the EOS M6 now if you're interested in something like this. But we found over time that I would want to vlog and Brayden would want to take photos, and we're both like dialing in our settings to the same camera. So we recently got the Canon 6D Mark II. Now, this is a full frame DSLR. It's quite a lot heavier and bigger, as you can see. We chose the 6D because it was a really affordable and good way for us to get into full frame photography. Now, without me getting way too like technical, I can't even if I wanted to because I don't really know the jargon. Essentially what it breaks down to, or what you will get, is a cropped version on a crop sensor, which is what this was. You just get less of the photo. Here you can see an example of a crop sensor photo shot on a 24mm versus a full frame photo shot also on a 24mm. You know, there's a lot more you can see on a full frame. So for the 6D2, it was also really good enthusiast, not quite borderlining on the professional cameras. If you look at Canon's breakdown of DSLRs. There's the 1DX, and then comes the 5D4, and then the 6D2. If you look up the pricing between the three, there are massive price differences. This was a really affordable way for us to get into the full frame DSLR photography. And also just other things like if you have a full frame Canon camera, you have access to a lot more lenses without having to bring in adapters and all of that. Yeah, this was Braden's choice. We still use it to this day. This is what we travel with. In terms of vlogging, this little guy is what I have been using. All the vlogs that I have been uploading from Asia have been shot on the Canon G7X Mark II. Now this camera is one of the most popular vlogging cameras for YouTubers. If you look it up, there's heaps of stuff about this. Canon actually recently released the Mark III of this camera, which is actually what I'm filming this video on right now. I really like this. It's small and it's great for vlogging. It's the vlogger's camera essentially. Same deal, it's got the flip screen, fires up really quick, it's small. Me being lazy me would prefer to hold this up with a tripod rather than this because there's a slight weight difference and I'm lazy. So yeah, what I normally do is I'll chuck this on a small tripod. I think I was using like the little Manfrotto one. It was great because you can use it as like a selfie vlogging tripod, and also it would reach out for you to just stabilize it on like a table or something. Yeah, just thought I'd put it out there. I don't use this to take photos with unless I'm in like a huge emergency. It's not that it's not great at taking photos, it's just we travel with this anyway and I'd prefer my photos to be shot on this. So any photos that you see on my gram is usually from this camera here. I kind of just like the idea of having different cameras for different purposes. It's kind of like an all-in-one shampoo. You know those shampoos that like a shampoo and a conditioner and a body wash? I mean, you can, but do you really want to? So now we don't fight over when we both use the cameras. We don't miss key moments. He can take photos, I can take videos. Another reason why I like how small this is because I'm one of these idiots who travels with a backpack this small. It's a lot easier for me to stick this in my bag, and it actually fits with the tripod attached just straight in my bag. Whenever I need to vlog, I just zip open my bag and yank out my camera. So as an additional perk of working at Canon, I get access to use a lot of the gear. I get to borrow some of the gear. Sometimes on weekends away, if we're doing just like a little road trip, Bray and I prefer to have separate cameras to use so that it's not just one of us taking photos the whole time. This is the camera that he will be using, and this is the camera that I prefer to borrow from work. This is the Canon EOS R. It is Canon's first full-frame mirrorless. If you want to know what the difference between DSLR cameras and mirrorlesses, I can redirect you to another video, but I'm not going to talk about that here today. They do use a whole different set of lenses, which is the RF lenses. They're gorgeous, they're amazing to use and shoot with. The only thing is that I can't afford to buy this setup, so I just lend and use it. This is what we usually shoot with. If I get the chance to borrow this, I love it. If you can afford it, go for it. It's freaking amazing. This here is our DJI Mavic Pro. We carry this with us most of the times. This is just a drone if we want to fly, if we want to get shots from above. It is quite heavy, but how else are you gonna get a shot from above? I don't feel like I really need to touch base on a drone. It's a camera that flies. And lastly, I usually travel with my Instax Share. So if you do know my Insta page, I take a lot of photos with those instant photos that Instax does. I don't actually have a camera for that because I prefer to take the photo either on my phone or on a camera, edit, and then print it from the instant printer, which then prints onto those instant pictures, just because I like to be in control of what I'm printing. But I'd also mention that if I ever got into any kind of streaming, which doesn't require me to hold up a camera all the time, I would probably choose something like the EOS 90D. It is crop sensor, but it has got really good filming capability, and it's just an affordable way for me to put a camera on a tripod and just have it rolling if I'm ever like filming videos without having to hold it. If you're doing like YouTube videos, I wouldn't really recommend the 90D as like a travel vlogging camera, but if you do want to take photos on it, it is really good. If you are deciding or debating on what you should get for when you travel, maybe just consider what you actually want to use it for, how much you're willing to spend, and most importantly, how much you're willing to carry. Just thought I'd quickly show you what we normally travel with or how much we usually take. This is mainly what Brayden would take his 62 in this bag, maybe with a couple of lenses. This is my bag here, so with the G7X and my tiny little backpack. This is Brayden's drone, so this is how much we would normally carry with us. None of this goes into checked in because it's so valuable and we don't trust the airport people to handle this properly. So this all comes with us. And sometimes if I do decide to take a second camera for me to shoot with, I will choose to take the EOS R. It gets pretty heavy. You don't need to have all this to take your photos or videos. This is just what we choose to use and what we like to use. You will find that you will be fine with just one camera or even a compact if you choose to. You can totally take photos with those. I just don't really choose to because we've got cameras. So yeah, hopefully that covers everything. If not, feel free to flick me a message. If you want to see more of these, let me know. I will put the product pages below purely for more information. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I also kicked Brayden out while I was filming because I am still a little bit self-conscious talking to myself. He's cleaned my car for me. Amazing. Yes, Mickey. Amazing.